talk about the project that I've done, and it's titled as Production of Succinate Acid. First of all, before choosing the title, we have to decide on a product that we want to produce in the future in the design of this plant. And for that, we actually have to predict the market trend and predict what is the hot item that will be in the future, what item will be on demand and what is not, and we basically have to predict the market trend and what will happen to the market in the future. So in that sense that we have actually researched by ourselves and decided to produce succinic acid, as it is one of the most wanted product in the future as in bio-based products. And later that, after deciding on the title as succinic acid, we have to determine the methods to produce our succinic acid. And there are multiple methods to produce a single product, and for that there are traditional industrial practices or even to innovative pioneer method, and we have to decide on which is advantageous to us, either in terms of cost or even labor. And in that sense that we have decided to use a biochemical method where we will use bacteria to produce the product that we need. It is actually new method, is not widely used yet. There's much more research to be done, but in this case we decided to use it because it's cheaper and it's new. So later that, after deciding the process, you have to choose a bacteria for it. So there are thousands bacteria there are a lot of bacteria in this world, and we have to basically weigh the pros and cons to choose the bacteria that will produce what we want through its characteristic, its life cycle. We have to determine its nature as well. So if it's pathogenic nature, we cannot use it. In that sense, it will harm our end user if the product is food product or even pharmaceutical product. Then after deciding on using Escherichia coli on producing succinic acid, we have to come up with a process flow diagram. So in basically, this process flow diagram will determine the skeletal structure of the whole process, where we will decide on how many unit operations will be needed to produce our product from starting the raw material to our end product. So it's up to us to decide on how many unit operations that we want. Of course, we can choose as many as we want, but however, it will not be viable, because in theory, sure, it sounds good that it will be in high purity, but in real life, it's not applicable. The cost is too high. No one wants to use it anyway. So we have actually need to reduce the amount of unit operation to a more manageable level to ensure the cost viability of this whole process. So later, after coming up with the process flow diagram, we have to go on to each part of the unit operation and design them accordingly. So first we go to the most important part, which is a fermenter. To ferment a bacteria, we have to make sure our ferment is suitable for a bacteria, which is E. coli in this case, where we have to provide the food it needs. We have to prepare the surrounding that it wants and give the bacteria the food that it likes to produce the product that we want. Sure, it can produce a lot of things, but to produce the product that we want, we have to give it specific food. So later on, after going to the fermenter, it will come out as a broth, and it will go into a separation column. In this case, we actually have to design the separation column to separate the broth, because this broth contains a lot of things, the things that we want and the things we don't want. So we have to design the separation column to actually separate them efficiently and decide on what type of separation column that we want, the trays, number of trays, the sieves, and the dimension of the separation column. It has to be good but not too expensive as well. Then later on, after the separation, we finally get our crude product, and we have to decide on how to purify that into a really good end product. So we will decide on how many stages it will take. Same thing, the less number of stages is cheaper and it will be better, but we have to make sure it's purity as well, and what are the methods to store them, either in liquid or solid form. So throughout this process, me and my teammates have employed multiple software, example like Microsoft Visual, AutoCAD, or even MATLAB, to solve numerical problems, to even drawing this process flow diagram, or even designing all the unit operations. So beside that, we learn some soft skills, so as in leadership, to lead them during discussion or meetings, even teamwork, where we have to work with each other in sync and harmony, so there will be no discord or conflict during the whole process of this report. So basically, that sums up my report, and that's all. Thank you.